Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's flow, I'm going to flow along with you and we're going to do a little bit of everything, but ultimately our peak pose or our goal today is to be able to practice Pinchamayurasana or forearm stand. So if it's something you've been working on, this flow is going to be great for you. We're going to toe that line between getting everything warmed up and open for practicing that posture, but we don't want to go so far as to tire out those muscles so that when we finally get to practice it, our muscles are too exhausted. So we're going to warm up really well, do a little creative balancing, some twisting, some fun stuff, and ultimately you'll get to practice your pincha, whether you are going to do that against a wall or in the middle of the room. I have other videos that go deeper into beginners for pincha, so make sure you check those out if you haven't already. And let's just get going. Let's begin just sitting on the heels, or you can sit in an easy pose, cross-legged position if it's more comfortable. Whatever works best for your body. Try to sit up as tall as possible. Always an option to take a block and put it underneath the tailbone. As we're just beginning, our muscles are not quite warm and our joints are not feeling lubricated. So anything you need to do to adjust is perfectly fine. Start by closing off the eyes if you're feeling comfortable, and just take a little inventory to begin with as you sit in stillness. What does your breath feel like? What does your body feel like? And if you'd like, go ahead and set an intention for this practice. Sometimes we're just doing what we can, and our intention is whatever I can give to this practice is enough. Sometimes we're working towards a goal, and our intention might be, I'm going to push myself to my limit today. Whatever works for you and whatever you feel hits home today. As you sit here in stillness, just having your breath lift and lower your belly, start to increase the length of your inhales and exhales. You can keep your eyes closed or just flutter them slightly open as you lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. As you start to feel that stretch in the front of the neck. And then when you're ready, lower the chin down to the chest, stretching the back of the neck. Float between these two directions as slowly as you'd like. Maybe inhale as you lift the gaze up to the sky. Exhale completely to meet chin and chest. Take your right ear to right shoulder. Just taking a little half circle. So take chin to chest, roll the other direction, left ear to left shoulder, rolling back and forth. And then when you feel ready, take that in a full circle. Ear to shoulder, gaze to the sky, and over to the other side. In one direction, go a few times. And then take it back the other way. And when that's feeling nice and warm, take some big shoulder rolls. So come forward, lift them up towards your ears, and then roll them all the way down your back, letting your spine and neck sort of move naturally. Going back 3 or 4 times, and then take it forward as big as you can, drawing big circles here. With that spine movement in mind, inhale as you bring the chest forward. So we're arching into the upper back, lifting the gaze slightly. And then as you exhale, see curve out the spine, chin to chest. Let that collapse inwards. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, collapse chin to chest. And just flowing in between these two directions. Breathing at your own pace. Letting the spine move fluidly and get more limber. Inhale as you reach both hands up to the sky, circling the hands outwards and up. Maybe even take your gaze up towards your fingertips. And from here, with our gaze up to the sky, we're going to lift just within the shoulder joint. So we're just going to keep our arms straight, our fingertips are reaching up, and we're going to lift out of the joint and then settle it back down. Lifting up and settling the shoulders down into the sockets. Lifting up, settle down. A few more times, isolating the shoulders and really feeling that lengthen into your spine as well. See how far up you can reach before settling back down one more time. Go ahead and exhale as you cactus the arms out wide, stretching the front of the chest, the front of the armpits. Go as slowly as feels good. Circle the arms forward, inhale back up to the sky, and exhale one more time as they float outwards. Big, long exhale. Wonderful. Come forward, 2 hands and knees in a tabletop position. Shoulders stacked over our wrists, hips stacked over our knees. You can leave the toes tucked or you can untuck them, whichever is most comfortable. We're taking those same movements we did while we were seated, this time in a full cat and cow. So inhaling, we drop the belly and lift the tailbone. Gaze comes either forward or maybe you even try to look at your ceiling. And then as we exhale, we push the mat away, separating the shoulder blades. Maybe take your gaze down between your knees or towards your belly button. And then inhale back to cow, where we drop the belly, lift the tailbone. Inhale nice and big. Exhale, angry cat back, arching all the way, pushing the mat away with the palms. Flowing between our cat and our cow, going with your own breath. Really feeling every part of the spine. Wonderful. Go ahead and take some circles here with the spine and hips. Doing whatever movement honestly feels good to you right now. Circle the neck, the hips, the shoulders, the spine, moving as slowly as feels good. So much of today's practice is going to be customizable to whatever feels best for you. On our knees, we're going to walk the hands forward until we can lower the chest down towards the floor. So this is a great place to use a block if you're working on a puppy pose, so that head can come down to a block and you're not quite as open here. But if you are, you can bring forehead or chin down to the mat for a puppy pose. This is really going to open up what feels like your armpit, which is actually the whole front of your chest, which is really, really beneficial when we're working for mobility in Pincha. Breathing here. If you're on your forehead and you want to try to place the chin down or even the front of the chest, go ahead and try that. Keeping your hands where they are, we're just going to undulate our spine forward. So elbows and hands will stay on the mat. We're just going to bring our weight forward until our belly comes to rest on the floor. And we're in this sort of sphinx. Forearms are parallel. Elbows are right underneath our shoulders. Pulling the chest forward. Inhale. And feel as if your palms are pulling your mat towards yourself. Your chest is reaching in between your shoulders. From here, our inhale is going to be pressing palms into the mat and lifting elbows. So like a mini tricep push-up here into a seal pose. And then as we lower the elbows, we're tucking the toes and lifting the rest of the body up into a forearm plank. So we exhale, forearm plank, to activate these abdominals, another major part of going upside down. So inhale, we lower down. You can keep your feet tucked. And we push up with our elbows. Exhale to lift into your plank. Inhale, triceps. Exhale, plank. Reminder to try to find that straight line between the top of your head and your heels each time you come to plank, feeling those abs, especially the low belly, switch on. Also, you'll feel this a lot in your shoulders. And then isolating those triceps as we push the elbows up into our little seal. Let's take this 2 more times. Inhale to seal. Exhale, plank. Inhale, push the palms in. Exhale, nice and strong. Let's hold this for 3 breaths here. Nice long line. Almost done. Amazing. Go ahead and drop the knees. Pull the bum back towards the heels and take a child's pose, letting the forehead rest on the mat. When you're feeling ready, keep your hands shoulder distance apart right here at the top of the mat. Tuck the toes under, take the tailbone high, downward facing dog. Finding the version of this posture that works best for you. Whether that's we take our feet a little bit wider to make room in the middle, or we take a bend in the knees to help our heels reach the floor. Either way, we're striving for a nice long spine as we press the palms into the floor and lift the tailbone high, sinking the chest towards our thighs, gaze between our knees or our feet, and breathing here. You can take a little walk the dog where we alternate bending and straightening the legs. Inhale to have both feet rise up onto the balls of the feet. Legs are straight. And exhale to press the heels down as far as you can. One more time. Inhale onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the heels towards the floor. We're going to take a few walks forward and back to help warm up these hamstrings. So if possible, we want to keep our legs straight. And if that's not possible, we just want to bend straighten until we can feel that hamstring stretch. So as we take little baby steps up towards our hands, we're going to need to bend, but we still want to be able to straighten enough to feel that openness start to come in the hamstrings. When your feet get up to your hands, have a little hang here in your forward fold. Maybe wiggle the booty and the hips, and then place the hands back down. Bend into the knees as much as you need to so you can place the palms down and take those tiptoes back. Again, see if you can straighten out your knees. As you do this, we're just doing baby steps until we get back to our downward facing dog. Bend into the knees if we need as we press the heels towards the floor. Again, inhale as we tiptoe forward. Exhale into a forward fold. This time we'll inhale stand up tall, roll up the spine, reach to the ceiling. Exhale, dive back down to our fold. Inhale here, place the palms on the floor. Exhale as we tiptoe with straight as possible legs and spine until we find ourselves back in our downward facing dog. Pressing the heels towards the floor and reaching the chest towards our thighs and knees. Wonderful. From your downward facing dog, we're going to inhale to tiptoe back up to our forward fold. When our feet reach our hands, exhale into your fold. Let the top of the head hang heavy. You can grab opposite elbows and swing side to side to let gravity increase this stretch. Whatever feels best for your body and your spine, and of course those hamstrings. Take a bend in the knees as we slowly unravel the spine and come to standing. We don't want to go too quickly to where we get dizzy, so let the top of the head come very, very last. Take a big shoulder roll forward, up, and back. Just straighten out the spine. Wonderful. Inhale to a standing staff with bent knee on the right. So our arms will come up towards the sky. Knee comes up towards the chest. Flex that foot to keep this whole leg active. And we're engaging this low belly abdominal area to help lift the knee and keep it high. Inhaling here. Exhale, hands can stay right where they are, or you can bring them to your heart. We cross right ankle over left knee and take a little sit, our figure four stretch, like you're sitting back in a chair. Whatever helps your balance is where your arms will naturally go. Inhale back to that standing staff. So reaching up towards the sky if your arms are not already there. And then as we exhale, we're going to take that bent leg that's up in the air, reach it back towards the top of the mat, the back of the mat, and open up to our warrior two. So my left toes are pointed towards the top of my mat. My right toes are pointed towards the side. Feet are perpendicular. Shoulders stacked over my hips. And as I reach out my arms, I gaze over that front hand. And then I sink into this front bent leg, nice and strong in our warrior two. One more breath here. Strong in the legs. Strong like a warrior. We inhale here. As we exhale, circle the arms down. So this right hand comes right next to our left foot. The back heel will lift up. And as we reach the left hand up to the sky, we're twisting towards the left knee in a little dragonfly twist in a low lunge. These fingertips reach up to the sky as we twist the belly and feel that openness in the hip and the glute. Keeping the weight into this right hand, see if you can peel the left foot off the floor and have it meet the right foot in a side plank. Left hand is still reaching up towards the sky. We're nice and strong throughout the entire side body, lifting the hips up as much as we can, and then letting both hands come down, high plank. Exhale as we lower through chaturanga, always an option to drop the knees all the way to the floor. Inhale to a upward dog or cobra, whichever you prefer. Exhale, downward facing dog, tucking the toes, tailbone goes high. Very nice. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog, my heel reaches towards the ceiling, toes are pointed down. Bend the knee. As we exhale, we bring it underneath the chest. Seeing if you can bring it all the way in between the hands. If not, it's okay to pick up that foot, place it in between your hands as we rise up to a high lunge. Biceps by my ears, gaze forward, nice and strong. You can feel that stretch as I slightly tuck the pelvis. You'll feel that in the front of the left hip, sinking low into the right knee. Inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to start to place the weight all the way forward and shoot this left knee all the way up to our standing staff. Bringing it forward, our abdominals help to hold it there, nice and strong. And here we are, set up to come on the other side. This is our inhale. As we exhale, we figure four stretch. So crossing over the knee, sitting the bum back, a little modified pigeon action. Inhale back to that standing staff. And then we slowly, with control, place the left foot at the back of the mat and open up to our warrior two on this side. Get the feet placement where you need them. Sink the body low, shoulders stacked over my hips, reaching out nice and strong. Don't let this knee start to straighten as your thigh gets tired. Push that knee forward, bending deeper. One more inhale here. And then we'll exhale to circle these arms all the way down so that left hand meets the floor next to your right foot. Right hand reaches towards the sky into our dragonfly twist. Transferring more weight into this left hand. See if you can peel right foot off the mat and let it meet the left in our side plank. Nice and strong, reaching up towards the sky. Gaze can be up at the hand or down at the floor. Inhale here and exhale to high plank, both hands down. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. This time, left heel reaches to the sky. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale to bring it underneath you. Place that foot in between the hands at the top of the mat and inhale, high lunge. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna shoot the right knee forward from the back of the mat. Inhale here at your standing staff. This time as we exhale, we're going to open up towards, twisting towards the bent leg. Arms will come up to the sides, one reaching towards the back of the mat, the other reaching forward. And we're twisting actively towards this bent leg as far as we can before inhaling back forward. Exhale to your figure four stretch. Nice and balanced and strong. Inhale, standing staff. This time as we exhale, we're going to come through warrior three. Hands can come to your heart. So we're still reaching this foot towards the back of the mat, but we're going to stop in our warrior three. Hips are square towards the floor. Low belly is nice and strong. And then bend into the standing leg to place the right foot at the back of the mat, opening up to warrior two. Windmill arms down to your dragonfly twist. Right hand on the mat, left hand reaches towards the sky. Continue pouring your weight into the right hand to lift left foot as controlled as possible to your side plank. Option here, you can take this left foot behind you, take a little wild thing, lifting the hips towards the sky, maybe reaching the left hand over the top of the head, opening up the belly, chest, and the back. Always an option to stay right here in your side plank. Wherever you are, come to your high plank, both hands on the mat. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it forward, high lunge. Again, as we come forward, we're coming through warrior three. So hands can now come to your heart as you push the weight into the front leg, gently lifting the back leg, squaring the hips towards the floor, reaching through the back heel and the top of the head, and then bringing left knee high into your standing staff. Beautiful. Here we are on this left side. We twist as we exhale, this time towards that left knee, actively twisting with the abdominals. Inhale back to standing staff. Exhale, figure four, crossing the ankle over the knee. Back to your staff, coming through warrior three. Hands can come to your heart as you slowly reach left heel backwards. Strong and controlled before lowering to the back of the mat, opening to warrior two. Windmill the hands down, dragonfly twist. Side plank on the left. Option to stay here or take that wild thing, pushing the hips towards the sky. One more breath wherever you are. And then take your vinyasa. High plank, lower through chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Left heel goes to the sky. Inhale. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Rocket dog underneath. Place the foot down. Inhale to that high lunge. Coming back through warrior three. Pulling the weight forward. Gently lifting the back leg. Finding that nice long line. Keeping the hips square towards the floor. Before bending the knee, bringing it forward to your standing staff. Inhale with your staff. Exhale to the twist towards the bent leg. Inhale, bring the gaze back forward. Exhale to your figure four. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale to step to the back of the mat. Exhale, opening up to warrior two. Option to stay here, or you can take a skandasana to the back of the mat, bending into right knee, straightening out the left leg as we sink the bum down towards that heel. Hands stay at our heart, opening up towards the sky. And then seeing if you can use just the strength in your legs to push yourself back up to that warrior two we were just in. Windmill the arms down, dragonfly twist, just for a breath before taking a side plank, optional wild thing. Take a vinyasa, high plank, exhale chaturanga, upward dog, and downward facing dog. From here, either both together or one at a time, lower the elbows down towards the mat until you find yourself in a dolphin position. You can scoot the feet in closer, bend the knees, do what you need to find dolphin here. And then we're going to, either you're going to practice your pincha, or you can do some pincha drills. If it's something that you're still not comfortable doing in the middle of the room maybe, or you're just at the beginning of this practice, practice lifting one leg and then the other in your dolphin pose. So reaching maybe right leg up to the sky, bringing the weight forward more into the hands and elbows, and then placing it back down and doing the same on the left. Go back and forth maybe 3 times, or until your shoulders and triceps give out. And when you're ready, go ahead and sink back into a child's pose just for a moment. Before coming back to downward facing dog by placing the palms down, tucking the toes, and taking a tailbone high. Right heel will reach towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale to bring the foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale through warrior three. And inhale the left knee high, standing staff. Exhale, twisting towards the bent leg. Inhale, bring it back forward. Exhale, figure four stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale to bend into the standing leg. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Option to stay here or take your Skandasana on this side. Sinking low to the back leg. Straightening the right leg. Reaching the chest up to the sky. And then seeing if you can shoot your way back up. Off of that back leg into your warrior two. Circle, sweep the arms down. Dragonfly twist. Take your side plank or your wild thing. And take your vinyasa. In your down dog, lower the elbows, nice and controlled. Practice your pincha, whether you want to do those kick-ups again, if you want to go to the wall because that's where you've been working on pincha, whatever works best for you. Again, if you haven't seen my other pincha tutorials, make sure you check those out, but do whatever you're working on right now. And when you're ready, sink back into your child's pose. Tuck the toes, take your downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee underneath the belly. And inhale, high lunge. Exhale through your warrior three. Inhale, right leg high. And exhale, bring everything down to the mat. Mountain pose. Feeling so strong and probably pretty tired if you're anything like me after doing that flow. Breathe here, take some big circles with the shoulders. Make your way down onto your bum on the mat, whatever way you would like to. I like to just take a little toe stand, rise up onto the balls of the feet, and then see if I can sink my bum down towards my heels, keeping them lifted up off the mat. Like end up with the bum down. Slowly make your way onto your back by grabbing the front of the knees, curving out the spine, and letting each vertebrae find the mat one at a time. Bringing the knees in towards your chest, hugging the mitten tight. Glue the thighs together. Place the hands on the floor and start to draw little circles within your kneecaps on the ceiling. 3 or 4 times in one direction. Then go back the other way, massaging this low back and tailbone into the floor. Always feels really, really nice. Place both heels down. We're going to take a little bridge pose. pressing the palms into the floor. You should be able to just maybe brush your heels with your fingertips if that's a good position for your bridge pose. And knees are in line with the hips, feet are parallel. As we press the hips to the sky, we want to just touch the mat with our shoulders and our feet and hands. So we press until we have a nice long line between shoulders and knees, using the glutes and our abdominals and hamstrings to press the hips nice and high. Breathing here. One more deep breath. And then as you exhale, let the bum float back down to the mat. Cross your left leg over the right and let the knees fall off towards the right side of your mat. Arms can come out to a T or up to a cactus, bent at the elbows. We want to keep both shoulder blades on the mat. So if you want to put a pillow or block under your knees to help the twist here, that's always an option. And our gaze goes over our left shoulder, always an option to close off the eyes to help you relax into this. Take the gaze back towards the ceiling. Use your hands if you need to take the knees back towards center. Untwisting. Wiggle it out and take the other side. Right leg crossing over the top. And then letting that fall off the left edge of your mat. Gaze this time over your right shoulder. Gently bring everything back to the center. Untwist the legs. Maybe pull the knees into the chest one more time. Squeezing everything in tight. Picking any other postures that you feel you want to do before your Shavasana. Anything that's calling to you or that your body is asking for. And then when you're ready, letting legs and arms and everything come down to the mat. If lying flat on the back ever bothers your low back or you feel sore or stiff in that area, you can always bend the knees, taking the feet about as wide as your mat and letting the knees fall together. And that will help flatten out that low back area and hopefully you won't have soreness there. Take whatever Shavasana works best for your body. And if you have the space and the time, close off the eyes. Take any expression off your face. Feel the flat part of the back of your head against the floor. Place the shoulder blades flat against the floor. Palms can face the sky. And let the only movement come from the belly as it slowly rises and falls as your breath finds its natural rhythm. Take a few moments here, even if that's all you have, to just thank your body for all that you were able to do today, not just in your yoga practice here on the mat, but as it carries you through life in all the directions you need to go. Give a little prayer of gratitude towards yourself. Stay here for as long as you have time for.